What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Figured I'd give you a bonus episode for today since the first episode really wasn't much. So with that said, let's jump into it. Alright, so we don't have the rotating camera of doom, or aka merry-go-round of hell, where we're just constantly spinning around for no reason. That is insane and unnecessary. Let's move on from where we last left off. This lovely gentleman here. Cassius. He wanted us to go to the general goods store and get him a item. Also, they have to go to class for training. No voice acting today. I don't feel like it. Sorry. Ooh, signs. West, Bright House. North, Roland. 49... Selgi? South, Garune Gate. 250, Selgi. Selgi? What's Selgi? Anyway, let's just take a moment and look around. Okay. Not much around there, so let's head to the top. Go straight to town, why not? The city of Roland. Looks like we've made good time. Not really. Not too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. So, yeah, I figured I'd give you guys a bonus episode in one day. Because, you know, granted, the first episode was like half an hour long. We really didn't do much. We just established our characters and that was it. So, yeah. Alright. So, first off, let's go and, shop. Good morning, Mr. Rhinon. Hello there, Stell and Joshua. You're up early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mentioned it, are there any new ones in stock? Hello? Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came here to begin with. Alright, so I won't be going... hopefully I won't go too fast for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if I do. Alright, so even though he did say, you know, he won't have the new newspaper for her dad until later on, we can still talk to him, get some more information about what's going on in town. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I think you did. When I get my copies of Liberal News... Is it Liberal or Liberal? I think it's Liberal. Yeah, Liberal News. And I'll set one aside for you. Shop. So the reason why I wanted to max out our Mira is so that we can sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. The past couple times that I played the game since the game came out for PC, I've only gotten about halfway through. Every time I would get further in the game, bad things happened. I don't want to talk about it. But anyway, we can now pretty much buy whatever we want. In this case, healing items, items we need for battle, and recipes. Recipes are a mainstead in this game. I usually buy, not recipes, but food. Food is a mainstead in the game. Not only does it give you extra bonuses, but it also heals you at the same time. So, learn your recipes and also get as much food as you can. Because food also plays another part later on in the game. I usually try to get about 5 of everything. Now, if you're playing without maxing out your mirror like I have, then what you want to do is make sure you keep enough cash on you to get our dad's liberal news. Otherwise, you're gonna have to go and do some side quests in order to get that money back. Alright, so we have Tear Bomb, Purging Bomb, Reviving Bomb, Insulating Tape, and EP Charge. The bombs, not only do they heal you, but they also get rid of ailments. Insulating Tape, it repairs your orbments, and EP Charge is to restore energy points. That is what you use. EP is what you use in order to do your special maneuvers for the game. So, magic. These I'm going to max out. Because I can. So, as far as achievements and stuff go for the game, I'm playing the GOG version of the game. So, yeah. No achievements. So, yeah. Now, Septh you can use to create, what is it called? Was it quartz for your orbits? We'll worry about Septh later. I'm not going to do anything with that just yet. Alright. So I set her default movement speed to walk, because running is insane in this game. You move way too fast, bad things will happen. Walk. Top of the morning to you, kiddies! Good morning, Mr. Elger? Elger? Yeah, Elger. Good morning, sir. Well, you're rather up early, aren't you? Correct me if I'm wrong, but today is your last day of training, isn't it? I seem to remember you saying something about it the last time I had ran to the store. Brain stopped working halfway through conversation. Yes, that's right. I see. Well, I'm sure you'll do just fine, Joshua. Now, Estelle, on the other hand, I've got good reason to worry. Dick. She's always been a bit of a scatterbrained ever since she was a child. Probably all the knocks she took to the head while playing with the boys. You're mean! And she's standing right in front of you. Really? So I guess that scatterbrain trait isn't something new, huh? I feel bad for Estelle. If I were her, I'd hit both of them. I'll give you a head injury. Yeah. If you don't shut up. And don't call me scatterbrained. Sounds like me sometimes. The missus is giving me a look like, yep. 24/7? Alright, I got you. Give you a head injury. Okay, you two, let's not fight now, and shouldn't you be getting over to the guild? After I buy some stuff. Alright, so we have new weapons, we have new armor, new boots, and some accessories. Now, I would suggest early on to... Now, you won't be able to get the 2 of everything right away, and the black bangle, which prevents sleep, costs all of your early game Mira. I would invest in getting poison, the silver earrings first. Those are going to come in handy more than you think. And then blind, I mean, it depends on the type of RPG player you are. If you are more of a magic user, then getting blinded by an enemy isn't too bad. I would say sleep is more of a nuisance than anything else. Now because I have the Mira, I can buy both of them. I'm not going to right now. We'll do that later. Normally you can only get the leather boots, 1 pair. Normally, yeah, like I said, leather vest and the one of their weapons after you do some side quests here in town. I'm gonna hold off on getting their weapons, and I'm going to get the base tier armor for right now. We'll go into getting nicer things for them after training and all that. So I'm gonna get 2 pairs of leather boots for right now. So we'll go into our menu, we'll go over to equip. And this game is actually pretty nice. You can use the mouse if you want to. You don't have to use, if you don't have a controller for your PC, you can use a mouse. You can use the keyboard if you want to. I like using the controller. It makes life a little bit easier. Alright, so I'm going to go here. Equip. I want to go for Estelle. And I want to give her a pair of leather boots. And I want to give her a silver earring for right now. For Joshua, same thing. Leather boots. And a silver earring. So that's that's small, minute boost in defense. Nothing major. Oh, wrong button. Come up here and talk to the shopkeep's wife. Good morning, Stella. Oh my. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. Are you on your way to bracer training? Yeah, you just you watch. I'm going to pass this exam and be as good as a bracer share too. I'm looking forward to that. By the way, Estelle. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Did you wash your face? How about your teeth? Did you brush them too? Josh was so fastidious, but you always forget to take care of yourself. Come on, that was a long time ago. I don't do that anymore, right, Joshua? Now that you mentioned it. You did take off from home the other day with your hair all in a mess, right? That was only because it was an emergency. Mr. Ron got the newest Starker brand sneakers in on that day. A step. Yes. You listen to me carefully. For a girl your age, you need to take care of these things. If your appearance is messy, you won't look like someone that people can trust even if you are a bracer. Your appearance is a reflection of what is on the inside. Alright. I'll be more careful from now on. Well, that's that. Now, how about the both of you get on over to the guild? Man, you just can't argue with her. Nope. Just some flavor text between characters. Nice. That's what I love about the game. It's a really nice game. That's the guild. Hold off on that. Ah, the Orbit Factory. Hey, if it isn't Joshua in the still. How about the ordnance working out? How are those ordnance working out for you that we tuned the other time you were here? In your case, Estelle, it's not whether the orbment is good or bad. The problem lies in the way you use it. You're always jumping into things without a second thought, so you end up being slow to learn. If you just start thinking before you start swinging, then you learn twice as much. Well, excuse me for sucking! Don't read into that, folks. There, no need to get upset. Everyone has problems with when they first start out. If you can't get the hang of things, you'll gradually be able to handle them better. That's right. I'm going to master using this as quickly as I can and surpass even Joshua. Yeah, whatever. When I first learned the Central Factory, I pretty much couldn't use one of these things either. Even you couldn't use one, Freddy? Yeah, but I can still become an engineer even if I couldn't use one. But since you're aiming to become a bracer, you'll have to learn how.
Hey, I'm still setting up shop. Estelle and Joshua. You seem to be here rather early.
Good morning, Mr. Meddlers. Good morning, sir. We appreciate you fixing that orbment light the other day. Speaking of orbment lights, isn't the one outside our house burnt out? We should get that replaced ASAP. Orbits sure are daily life necessities, aren't they?
When I was a lad, there weren't any of these orbit thingies. Now we can get fire and light with a mere flip of a switch, and even ships fly in the skies. I don't like it. Don't you kids think these things are too convenient these days?
Oh crap, there he goes again. About the old days. Yeah. Well, if you just learn to shut your big trap.
When I was young, I made things a reality through hard work and sweat. Sweat, I tell you! It would be nice if the young kids these days knew the meaning of the phrase hard work.
I know, right?
You're probably right. Grumpy old bastard. Alright, so here, I'm going to leave this alone for now. We'll be back to that one later. Alright. Alright. No, wrong button. Alright, so this is the bar unbend. Why is that you upside down? Anyway.
It's drunk.
I'm not going to talk to every NPC. I'll leave that up to you fine ladies and gentlemen, when you decide, if you decide to play the game. Here at the bar, we can buy the item of the day, which in this case is wholesome pasta. We can also shop here at the Upend Bar. So, this is French fries, flowery soda, and Carmen. Don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, if you notice down the bottom, I'm going to use the mouse here. For French fries, down the bottom there, it says heals 100 HP and also ups move +1. Fried in olive oil and lightly salted, very popular. We also have flowery soda. Heals 250 HP, but also cures poison. A healthy soda flavored with an astringency of herbs. And then we have Carmen Eye. Heals 100 HP, but also cures blindness. An herbal flavored soup. I thought it said soap. Be like, ew. An herbal flavored soup with ingredients good for the eyes. So, yeah. This is the benefits of learning recipes and learning how to cook. You can make different things. I'm going to max out the French fries because they up your movement +1. We'll understand what that is later. Yes. And Carmen I. Alright. You can also sell things as well. Alright. No, I keep hitting the wrong button. I started work here because the owner said he'd let me manage the bar. Faulkner. After they start in the morning and lunch services, however, I've been more of a waiter than anything else. Welcome! Oh, Estelle and Joshua. It's been a while, hasn't it, Alyssa? Is there something going on today? Could it be that you're on a date together? Yeah, right. We're actually on our way to bracer training now. Oh, is that all? Everyone from Sunday school seems to have decided on a career or goal and is working hard to achieve it. As expected, you're a bit different than everyone else, though. What? Is there something wrong with that? No, not at all. I just thought it was very like you to pick the unusual route, that's all. Oh, that's right. Tia decided that she was going to help out at her parents' farm. She even said for us all to go up and visit her sometime. So that's what Tia decided on, huh? So Tia is one of the other kids from the Sunday school. We'll meet up with her later. Really nothing upstairs, so let's just move on. And let's head to the guild. So I'm shooting for roughly half-hour to 1 hour videos for these. These are going to be really long. If you can't stand the whole hour, please. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But I do appreciate it if you do. And, you know, watch it in spurts. Because I know people are busy. But this is a good way to relax and enjoy. So, this is the receptionist for the guild. She basically is the person you will talk to. We'll get into more. Is Shira here already? Yes, she's waiting for you upstairs. This is Anya. Once you finish today's training, you'll finally be recognized as members of the guild, of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. So these bulletin boards, they'll become more pronounced and proficient, and they'll be more explained more later. But first, let's go meet Shira. Sherazard. The stars, the hangman, the hermit, the magician, and last of all, inversion through the wheel of fortune. Wheel of fortune! Sorry. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shira! Damn it. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get this show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out of your ears like it usually does. Joshua, Shira's picking on me. Don't worry, Shira. While Estelle may hate studying and rarely ever does her homework, acts rashly, is really naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything, Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an orbment with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best.
Hold on a second, Joshua.
Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Asshole. Whatever. By the way, Shira, where were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Yes, it's tarot, not tartot. Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have been in the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time we start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that Brace should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Sorry about that. Alright, so this is a tutorial because we're still basically in the prelude of the game. We're not actually into the game just yet. This teaches tells you about orbments, bracers, and the liberal kingdom. Orbments allow you to use your magic and special abilities. The bracers are a special band of mercenaries, if you will. They are hired to do jobs. It can be the mundane of the mundane to the most extreme. And Liberal Kingdom is the kingdom that we live in. I'll give you a rundown of Liberal Kingdom. The kingdom of Liberal in which we live sits on the western half of the Zoramane continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberal is proud to be one of the leading producers of septum on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Now, septum is created using, I said it was quartz earlier, but it's not quartz. Septh is used to create septum. Septum goes inside your orbments, and that allows you to use new abilities and techniques and magic. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberal in protecting its independence as it has contended with neighboring nations. So as you can see, I can't use the mouse right now. We have Roland over on the far right. There's a red dot there. I think it's Garant, Granil, Bose, and then there's other little countries spattered around in other little spots that are being covered up by various things. 10 years ago, when Liberal was invaded by the Emborian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberal enjoys peace. So that's about Liberal Kingdom. I basically did a rundown of the bracers for you. There's no need for that. Orbments, I'll explain orbments a little bit better. Orbments are mechanical devices similar to a pocket watch, which operate by using what is known as orbital energy. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or process septum installed. So it is quartz. You got to think of it as a clock. Its clock works, It's no, it's no different than a pocket watch, so that doesn't tell time. It is used to use magic. There is a hand in it, but we'll get to it shortly. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from lights, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, these technologies reform. This technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. So that's about orbits. So let's just move on. Let's see. Since we've got to maintain amount of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of our training. Shira, how's today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be expecting things firsthand. Well, experiencing, not expecting. Therefore, I'm going to have the both of you run through everything as if it were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is there won't be any studying at a desk involved. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She's like, I don't want to sit here all day. This time you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat. I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I don't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly, you're all bright and cheerful still. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something that we need to give you both. Anya, are they ready? Yes, they are. I'm sorry. Yes, they are. I'm going to have her have a deep man voice. Just because. I'm going to pull a Venture Brothers Dr. Girlfriend. Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. Talk to Anya, and we get our bracer books. Bracer notebook! Who keeps yelling stuff like that? Bracer notebook serves as the official way to record the status of your current jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything you may find and where, these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, that sounds like it's going to be a pain. Understood. I just love her expression. Oh. Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program and stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check out the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, a exclamation point mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. Alright, training, retrieval, new. Training, retrieval, client, Shara, pay 500 Mira. So if you blew the 500 Mira at the beginning, you'll get the 500 Mira back. But if you save it, you'll get 1,000. So, yeah, try to save that Mira at the beginning, or at least some of it. And then you'll get the 500 Mira from helping her. Details, direct request. This training will involve searching the sewers beneath Roland and bringing back the contents of a chest. See Sherza for the details. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will be automatically recorded in the Bracer Notebook. The Bracer Notebook can easily be found by clicking on the Books tab in the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring the Bracer Book shortcut button on the Configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there's a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Had a change of heart, have you? You betcha. Well, before all the motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Medler's Orbital Factory and learning about how to use its services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here is where you will learn how to use an Orbital Factory services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbment and synthesize support quartz in order to use Orbital Arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The Bracer's business is a pretty risky occupation, so the guild has had a long-standing relationship with the Orbital Factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert, so Mr. Medlers, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here.
No problem. Everything here. Leave everything to me. So what is it you would like to know about?
Well, Orbital,
Septh. Septh are fragments of septum, which have dropped by monsters. They are divided into 7 types: earth, brown; water, blue; fire, red; wind, green; time, black; space, gold; and mirage, silver. Septh can be exchanged for Mira almost anywhere, but at the Orbital Factory, it can be used to synthesize quartz and to open up orbit slots in which to install the synthesized quartz. So what is it you would like to know about?
The quartz?
Quartz are circuits made from septh. Quartz have a vast number of effects and raise the owner's abilities while simultaneously making it possible for them to use arts. However, you will not be able to harness any of these effects until quartz has been installed into a slot. However, there are also fixed slots in which only a certain type of elemental quartz can be installed. This being the case, when you synthesize a new quartz, be sure to check your orbit and decide where you will be installing it ahead of time. So what is it you would like to know about?
Nothing else, because we're good. You're being really mean and angry and creepy. It looks like Mr. Metlers has answered all of your questions. Is there nothing else? If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try and use the services here. For that, you're going to need some septh. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbments. In your case, Estelle, any element quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop, you would be able to exchange septh for Mira, but for this training, You will not be able to use this service. Upon approaching the counter, a talk mark will appear. No, never mind. It's more like a talk mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display a list of options. Select Modify or Trade or Trade to use the Orbital Factory services. We'll talk to Freddy here. Modify and Trade. So we'll go to Quartz. So we can make defense 1, HP 1, attack 1, evade 1, and action 1. Now remember, Joshua can only equip time. He has to be able to use time elemental. So we'll do that. Make 2 of those. I like making 1 of each, but 2 of both. Now Sherza only gives you... Scherzazard, I can never say her name, only gives you a certain number of septh in order to make quartz. So for me, I have, well, of course, you can tell, I have more than the average Joe. So for Joshua, his slots aren't opened. I can open up his slots because I have the septh in order to do it. So I'm going to open up all of his slots for right now. Estelle, same thing. So all of her slots for her current orbment is open. Alright. Okay. Since your central slot is not limited to a particular element, you are free to install any type of quartz you like. Alright, it looks like you were able to synthesize 1. Next, I want you to increase the arts you can use. Now install quartz into your orbment so that you can use both recovery and attack arts. Quartz can be installed in the orbment screen, and the orbment screen can be utilized to select the orbment tab in the main menu. So we want to go over to orbment. Click on Estelle. Now all her slots are open. So we want to go here. And now I want to be able to give her something that will heal and attack at the same time. So let's see. I like to set this up to where I'm basically boosting their stats to help them out. In this case, Estelle, I would do speed and agility or defense because she doesn't have a lot of defense compared to Josh. If we go over to Josh, time quartz only. Josh's defense is 21, and now later on down the road, his defense, he actually gets a bigger defense boost, and his defense does get a little bit stronger, so I wouldn't worry about that. But we're going to give him time quartz in there, and then now if you fuse certain quartz together, you'll get different effects. So right now I can't use Josh is a bad example because Josh can only sorry, Josh can only use time quartz in certain slots. So I'm going to do HP 1. And this one, now if I had HP 2, I can put it there and it'll actually give me a boost into an elemental attack. So let's just go with yeah, we'll go with defense. So she'll have Tear, Stonehammer, and Aqua Bleed. So Tear heals 200 HP for any ally. Stonehammer drops a large boulder on enemies. And then Aqua Bleed shoots a heavy stream of water at enemies. Josh, he has action 1. Gives them clock up, which speeds the flow of time. Speed plus 25%. And soul blur. Emits a time-space shaking pulse. Faint 20%. And I'll give him HP 1. And I'll give him attack. So I usually use time, water, and fire with Josh. And Estelle, I usually give her water, earth, and wind. I'm going to switch this up. It's just a little peeve of mine. Evasion. There we go. So she has Airstrike. She has Tear, Stonehammer, Aqua Bleed, and Airstrike. Not bad. And then later on, we'll get better quartz, and you can actually start to link them together. So if you link over here, if I were to link Earth, Earth, and Earth, so we'll say Defense 1, a different Earth elemental other than Defense, and then Defense 2, I'll get a bigger bonus. And I'll explain that later on as we go along. Alright, looks like you both got recovery and attack arts set up. If you balance your arts out between each other like you've done here, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer notebook contains information about which quartz allow you to use which arts. If you like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebooks to find something that works for you. Alright, our training here is almost finished. Last of all, I'm going to have one of you open a new slot in your ordnance. The more slots you have available to you, the broader range of choices you'll have. Since EP, which is consumed by using arts, can have its maximum value increased by opening up slots, it would be a good idea to open up them all early on. Now I want to use this Septh and open a slot on each of your ordnance. Go ahead and decide which slot you're going to open. Already done. This concludes your training here at the Orbital Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me that you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along the lines of, at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild and humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for it. How about a little less yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me! Mr. Meddlers, Freddy, thank you for all your help.
Don't mention it, and good luck with the test of yours.
We'll be rooting for you. I'm gonna remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua! All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see I expect to see you both use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shira? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what I said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer notebook, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief. O divine Adios, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace and bestowing upon us such a wonderful gift of sewers. So what you're really saying is that you thought it was a paper test. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Orbital Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All those horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll even be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why don't you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test. So how about the both of you try and at least look a little anxious? Just so you know, though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. We'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, that's how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the result of your test. Anyways, as you both saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest, which have been placed somewhere within the area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real, living, breathing monsters down there. So if you get careless and let down your guard, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. What's this book for? It's called a monster guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of the battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for that tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alright then. Let's get pumped and knock out this test. Let's. Don't forget though, this is an exam. We should make sure we treat it as such. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Time for our test. But we're not going to do it this time. We're going to do it in the next episode. So with that said, I hope you're prepared. Now we're going to start getting into more action and less popcorn moments. Yeah, we're going to call them popcorn moments. Exposition dump. Oh, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, I'm your host, BlueFox22, aka Marco Gardner. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, as humanly possible, and above all, stay foxy. What will be coming up next for Joshua and Estelle? Find out next time in the next episode of The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. Bye-bye!